Hello, welcome to this video learning about how to construct your website and things that that you will need. Okay. Now the things that you'll probably actually need, which are very important, is like having an outline and plan. What is a website about? Is it going to be information? Is it going to be retail? Is it going to be e-commerce and things? So before you do start, sort of like the website, it's a good idea to have some sort of process and think about where things are going to be. Okay, the other things that that you would also need is a domain name and also web hosting space. You probably may have heard about these before, and you might know what a domain name is. If not, I'll run through it anyway. And also web hosting space as well, and I'll be going over that and explaining what it is, how to get things, and also questions about costing and things like that. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so you ask a question. So that, why is it important to plan your website properly? Well, it's so your customer really can actually visit the site and find things easily, and that they'll have an enriched experience, and also they're more likely to actually come back to your site because it's neatly presented, it's really planned and thought through. Okay, and also it's easier just for you to update and manage as well, when you need to, and when you actually want to add things to your site, because the site is always developing and you're going to be always adding different things to different pages all the time. Okay, so let's run over what is a domain name. Okay, why a domain name? What is a domain name? Where do I get one from? Does it cost anything? So I'm really confused. Okay, well, if this is you and you don't know anything about domain names and how to get one, I'm just going to run through it and explain it to you. Okay, I've actually developed quite a few websites myself over on the internet, and I had to go through similar processes myself, and many years ago. So you're really benefiting from my experience here as well. So a domain name. And so a domain name is like an identifying name of your business, but on the internet. Okay, so the internet is text and picture based, and it has audio, but you don't particularly have physical interaction with another human being. So everything that you do is text, is images, is animation and things like that. So you're actually presenting and actually advertising your business through the website. Okay, so for example, a developer might have decided to create a business called Yahoo, like us, or Hotmail, Amazon, all the major companies there. He or she may register the company name, with the appropriate authorities, and got premises, got members of staff joining the force, got loads of products in the warehouse and things. But now they need a website, to devote it for the business. A good idea is to have a business website which gives an indication what your site is about. The developer could name the website using the business name he or she already has. So they may suggest like www.yahoo.com. www means World Wide Web. Yahoo is the business name, and in internet terms Yahoo is the domain name, and .com is is telling the public it's a commerce site where people can buy things from. You probably heard and seen like .co.uk, .eu.uk, it.co.uk or cn.co.uk. Well, those particular prefixes at the end of the domain name are normally associated with the actual particular country the website is originally from and created. So if I put www.yahoo.co.uk, then www.yahoo.co.uk is a UK-based site. You have one for Ireland. For many other different countries, and similar with other major companies as well. They buy a domain name with .com, .co.uk, or whatever it might be. So that gives you an idea a little bit about a domain name. It's just a business name that you have thought of, or maybe you want to create. And so to go about sort of like buying a domain name, you can go to a registrar and actually purchase a domain name, which gives you the right to use that name over the internet. Okay, so web hosting companies actually sell domain names, as well as actually providing space to store all your files. So let's move on. Let's go on to web hosting and think, what is it? Where can I buy one? What does it cost? So there are many companies selling space on the internet where you can store your files, and the public can view them on the internet. That's basically what a web hosting company would do. They just store all your files so the public can see them. You may have accounts with like Hotmail with SkyDrive, and that would have you could upload photos for your friends and family. So this will be like picture based, so you can put your photographs up there or images. Facebook is a good example as well, where you can store images and connect with businesses and friends. So all these facilities are actually viewed on the internet. Okay, so web hosting. So where can I buy one? How much space do I need, and what does it cost, and things. So many web hosting companies, charge for web hosting. Unfortunately, it's not free. So there are some free companies, but they normally splash advertising when you finish creating your website, and they actually put their own advertising on the site. And normally the free web hosting company would have their own domain name, which actually would also be on top of your domain name as well, and so it doesn't look so professional as actually having your own things. So there are disadvantages of actually going through the free ones. But some charge more than others, but prices can start around about £30 a year, all the way up to about £5,000 a year, maybe even more. It depends on the features that you need, your budget, and also the size of space that you need as well. So personally, to give you an indication, you could probably do some homework here and actually have a look at the Starter Pro package, which I actually use across all my websites, and I have my own domain name with them. And for the web hosting, it costs about £35 a year. Approximately, I think you have VAT on top of that, so I think it's about £39. And I think that's extremely good value. There are some other companies that charge £8-9 a month, so times that by 12, you're talking about 120, 110, 110, 120 pound a year. So I think the Heart Internet one, which I have, is quite good value, and that's more than adequate for an individual, building a small little business, a small website. It gives you about 5 gigabytes of storage space and up to about 1,000 email addresses connected with your domain name, and also has a lot of free features that the web hosting company can actually provide, like e-commerce, PayPal links, and help with HTML coding, as WordPress features, as Joomla support, all those different things as well, and there's a lot of help there, and different facilities. There's a lot more other web hosting companies on the internet that provide similar services, and you have to search on the internet and shop around, to find the best deals for you in line with all your budget. But personally, I would recommend the Heart Internet one, and actually having a look at that, and it gives you, to give you an idea. Even if you don't go with Heart Internet one, there are other companies like GoDaddy, One-to-One, there are a few more around. So if you put web hosting company on in the search bar on the internet, on the web browser, it might come up with all it'll come up with all different web hosting companies, and you can have a look around, different prices, different facilities that you might need. Okay, so to sum up, what you need, to create a website, is that you'll need the following, as an outline of your website. So it's a good idea to work it out all on paper first, including text and images and things, where you want to place things, and like how many pages you want as well. The next thing you will need is a domain name. Okay, so it could be .co.uk name, it could be .com name. Now, as a guideline, .co.uk, if you're in the UK, is actually cheaper, per year than .com. .co.uk is about £3 to £4 a year, but .com is about £8 to £10, £11 a year. So there's a little bit of difference, and somebody already might have like your domain name with a .com prefix at the end, but you might want to have a .co.uk because it might be cheaper. And then the other thing that you would need is actually the web hosting. It's a place where you store all your internet pages, so the public can view your site. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Okay, thank you.